Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, kicking off a 50-cent pick 4 at Belmont at the Big A on the 4th of July. It's Thursday this year in 2024, and we'll take a look at race number 3 at Belmont at the Big A. Stakes action, the perfect sting. We're going a mile on the turf. $150,000 is the purse. We take a look at this field. It's a short field. We only have 5 entered in the body of the race. The 6, the 7, and the 8 are all entered main track only. Again, only a field of 5, but there are several solid horses in this race, including the number 1 Moofy, who drops out of a graded stakes race at Churchill Downs, Midnight Mile, second start for trainer Chad Brown after campaigning for most of her career in North America. Chad also represented by Lady Beth. We throw up our Timeform US pace projector. Age Daydream is projected to be on the lead. She's stretching out after several sprints, and the one time she tried to go 2 turns in her career going a mile, that was the Here Comes the Bride Stakes. She did show good early speed. She easily could make the lead. I wonder if Damaso is going to try to make it from post position 3 for Jose Lezcano. Against weaker competition in her last 2 starts, she's been able to make the lead. Lady Beth is another horse that has shown good speed. So for a field of 5, there's a chance that this pace is solid, and it could set things up for the number 1 Moofy and trainer Frankie Dettori. I'm a big fan of Moofy. I think sometimes she's her own worst enemy because she will pull very hard in the early stages of her races, and I wonder if maybe that saps some of her stretch kick. Her most recent start was the Modesty. It was at Churchill Downs. It was over a very wet turf course, and it did not feature a lot of pace at all. They slowed it down almost immediately, passing the stands for the first time, and Moofy didn't appreciate being held up behind that slow pace. She's in between horses. She's throwing her head around in rank. She eventually settled going into the first turn, and then she just couldn't step with those horses in the stretch. The 4th place finisher came back to run 2nd in a grade 3 with an 89 buyer, then 3rd in a stakes race, both of those races at Churchill Downs. The 3rd in the stake came with an 88 buyer. Dettori should have Moofy in a fine position, tracking the pace perhaps in the second flight or so while saving valuable ground, and this mare has plenty of races that would make her very tough. Age Daydream is the number 2, and the question is distance, not form. Here's Age Daydream's most recent start against New York-bred second-level allowance foes. It's only going 6 furlongs, and she did get a good pace set up. They went fast, 21-3. 43-3. It's supposed to set up for a closer, and Age Daydream on the outside is going to get up. Now she's back against open foes. She is a stakes winner against open company. That was the Stuart Manners sprinting at Aqueduct last year. She's going to show tactical speed in here. Not sure if she's gonna make the lead, if the 3 or the 4 are aggressive leaving the stalls, but we'll see if Age Daydream and Joel Rosario can navigate the mile. That's a big question mark as she steps up against open stakes company. Damaso is the number 3 going out for trainer Kathleen O'Connell. She's won her last 2 starts. Both of those races basically on the lead, including this first level allowance at Monmouth, where she was able to dictate her own terms. Down the backstretch, she got a nice 24-second breather. She was able to sprint on home despite drifting out just a little bit in the stretch. She earned a very respectable 87 buyer speed figure. The pace could be tougher in here. The class level, certainly tougher for Damaso, a horse that was running in condition claimers at Tampa Bay Downs earlier this year, but is right now in career best form. Lady Beth goes out for trainer Chad Brown. She just missed in her most recent start. We're going to take a look at that race. First level allowance. Now consider, this is her first start in about 6.5 months. She was very fresh in the early portion of the race. She got clear early, and she's just going to get run down late by no-show Sammy Joe going out for a very hot barn. It was a good performance for Lady Beth first time off of the layoff. Layoffs have kind of hurt her career. She's a 4-year-old filly. She's only run 5 times, so Chad's had a whale of a time getting her into the entries. We'll see if she's at her best when she controls the pace or is up close. I don't think she'll be too far away. Maybe she'll even make the lead for Chad Brown. Again, so lightly raced. I won't be surprised if she runs one of her better speed figures. Midnight Mile might be the horse to beat for Chad, however. This horse showed some ability overseas last year. She was a Group 3 winner way back in 2022 in England. Her most recent start was at Aqueduct in the Plenty of Grace. It was a race where she was wired. The pace was very slow. She sat back. She did work out a decent trip tracking the pace, but it was so slow that when the winner sprinted on home, she just didn't have a chance to go with her. And that winner's a nice horse. Has come back to place in a couple of graded stakes races with 92 and 91 buyers. Midnight Mile should get a better setup this time around. She does have to deal with a little bit of a layoff. We haven't seen her in 2.5 months, but she's run well fresh in the past. Our 3 remaining entrants are main track only horses, so we're going to hope this race stays on the turf. And we'll take a look at my topic. I'm just going for a flyer in here with Damaso. I like the way she's won her last 2 races, but she did have things her own way. This is a big step up in class. I would need at least 8-1 in this short field. We'll see if we can get it, because there are some quality runners in here. A lot of respect for Midnight Mile, a lot of respect for Mufi. If she doesn't go off the favorite in this race, is a horse you might want to fool around with, because she's going to get, I think, a better setup than she did last time out at Churchill Downs. It's the 4th of July. There are 2 stakes races at Belmont at the Big A. Best of luck.